As already stated, partnerships primarily I work with the members of the Hosey Chapel CME Church, kind of helping to navigate, helping to come up with something that's unique to us, to be able to move, to build impactful, to sustain ministry within this community. But I've also had the privilege of partnering with the Friendship Baptist Church again, as we realize that we have resources that could benefit each other, which would entail benefit the whole community. We've also been able to partner with the Valley Rescue Mission, and we send a group of volunteers over there now weekly to help assist in their feeding of the homeless and helping the homeless transition from the day to the night, coming in, building their cots. And so we built those partnerships, and as we go through those partnerships, we continue to search for ways in order to better impact our community. Again, this has been a tremendous journey. I'm not sure if I've achieved all of our goals, all of the goals and objectives. I do know that if they've not been achieved, that they are definitely a work in process. As we're finding that urban ministry is evolving. It's something new to learn every day. But as of now, the particular outcomes is I do have a better understanding of what it means to engage in urban ministry. And I realize that urban ministry is a discipline in and of itself, and there really has to be a focus on doing urban ministry because it cannot be generalized. You can't use general aspects of ministry because of the unique and dynamic needs of urban centers. The outcomes, we have developed a draft plan to which we will use to somehow to help guide us. It won't be a plan that's etched in stone, that's small, but it will help guide us as we seek to build ministry within this particular area. What I learned about what I did is, again, for one, that not too many people are enthused about engaging in urban ministry for whatever own convictions that they have. And so there was a lot of nudging and edging. I've also discovered about what I did is that urban ministry is dynamic, it's changing. And there has to be a commitment, a dedication, unparalleled amounts of commitment and dedication to be able to continuously engage in this type of ministry. And I've also learned that even as the discipline of urban ministry itself is unique, that each case of urban ministry is unique. Urban area in Columbus is very different from the urban area in Atlanta. And so primarily I've learned you have to adapt, be able to adapt to the places and the context in which you are in. What have I learned about myself? I've learned, first, I often look at the big picture without taking the details, small intricate details into consideration that build the big picture. So I've learned I have a lot to do when it comes to planning. I like to jump out, I like to make things happen, I like to see results fast and immediately. But I've learned through the experience of others that this is a process. Urban ministry is a process. And so I must commit myself to the process and understand that results may not come overnight as I like them, but I also have to make sure that my planning is very effective, that our planning is very effective and able to sustain, and we're able to adapt to change. And during urban ministry, I've also learned about myself is that sometimes I'm overwhelmed when the task seems too great, and I often retreat to a place of comfort. But I must be willing to step up to the plate and be willing to engage in this life-transforming community, realizing that there will be some uncomfortableness, there will be some sacrifice on my part, on the church's part. But at the end of the day, that's what we're called to do. That's our ministry as people, as children, as people of God. And so if it takes the sacrifice, if it takes the willingness to move out of my comfort zones, that's something I must be willingly available and readily available to do. If I had to do anything differently, I would engage the members of Hosea Chapel more, but I would also engage the residents of the community more. No one can tell their experience like they can. I think sometimes, I know I'm guilty of sometimes wanting to inflect my own beliefs upon them, my own ideas of what they need, of what the ministry needs, and I believe that if we bring the residents to the table, we can build even stronger relationships, which we'll be able to, from which we'll be able to better see and better identify the needs of the community. Again, I've learned that urban leadership is a discipline of its own. It can't be based off generic models of leadership because of the dynamics to urban leadership. The most important thing I've learned about urban leadership is that relationship is key. People that you build relationships with are out to trust you in times of crises, in times of concern, and just knowing that you have their back through the relationship that you build, not seeing them as another statistics to add on your report, not seeing them as something to just to simply make you feel good because you've engaged, but building a genuine relationship that connects with their humanity, their being a person. I think that goes a long way in being successful in urban ministry. I used to be a teacher. There was an adage that said, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's the same thing, I believe, that will prove to be successful when dealing with urban ministry. This project has impacted me so much. It's opened my eyes to so many things, mainly the sacrifices and the work and effort it takes to build successful ministries. I look at my friends such as the Reverend Thurman and the Reverend Dr. Goodman, my own pastor, Reverend Green. It's a continuous sacrifice. But at the end of the day, I can tell the joy that they have in being able to serve God's people and to fulfill the calling that they have on their lives to be change agents in their own community. And so that's impacted me and it's challenged me to be able to rise above what's comfortable to me. Another challenge is I have to let my own guards down. I have to rid myself of the stereotypes that I've also had of working in urban centers and fear. I have to rid myself of the fear and just trust that God will keep me as we continue to do ministry in these particular areas. Again, Dr. Haney, thank you so much for you allowing me to engage in this particular process. I've learned so much, and I can assure you that I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and I'm excited about being able to implement some of the things we've learned in with the Hosea Chapel Church as we continue to work even with our neighboring churches and neighboring organizations to make this community the best that it can be. I'm so grateful, and I look forward to continue to working on this piece. Thank you and many blessings.